Well, good morning, guys. How's it going? Welcome back to Cobra Vids. We're going to do something that might be just as funny can be. I'm going to try to do some welding. What? I'm going to try welding. You're serious? Yes, guys. Today on Cobra Vids, I'm going to do some welding. Even I gotta laugh at myself at that one. Alright guys, I am not a welder at all. I'll admit that right now. I am not a welder. But I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to show you my mistakes. I'm going to show you my horrible weld jobs. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to play with. It's going to be fun for you guys to watch. I need to go find my welding masks. The muffler mounts to this little pipe right here. Right here. The exhaust comes out right here and it's supposed to be muffled by the muffler. But shortly after I started using this thing started breaking up, and I don't know how I'm going to fill up that hole right there, but I'm going to do my best. But first we have to remove this pipe. We have to remove this cage that's around the muffler here. And then we need to get the wire wheel out and start cleaning up these surfaces so weld will actually stick. Grabbing on the camera is like feeling the blind. Whoop! Sorry, man. All right, so we're going to pull off this pipe right here. Looks like 12 millimeter, 13 millimeter, somewhere around there. And then we got these guys right here. That's got to come off because I got to weld my thingy because this here. Let me show you. Look at that. Oh my God. I got to weld around here and down this way some. You see it's cracked right there. I got to weld over here because, you know, for those of you that follow my channel, you know that I use this thing all the time. It is such a beast of a small piece of equipment. I've got about 60 hours on it, and it has really, really done a good job in the area that I need it for. I'm really putting too much through it. This is for like a small home, small branches and whatnot, and I've been just putting 3-inch size logs in there, you know, and it just eats it up. But it's definitely cracking right here all the way across, so I got to do a weld across there. But since there's a gas tank here, I'm definitely not going to be welding it on. I'm going to have to take it off. No problem. I've had this off before. So, all right, man. Here we go. Let's get this off. Alright, so I tried to pull these out, and these are so rusted on here that they are not going to come out. So, the only thing I can do is weld this area down here and just let exhaust come out there. I mean, it'll be muffled a little bit, but not to the extent that I was hoping. See, about cleaning up these welding areas, the areas that we're going to weld, we need to get them cleaned up, wire wheel, get all the paint off, maybe even grind it down a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. Alrighty guys, I don't know if this is enough taken off, but I ground all the paint off down to the metal on both sides of the cracks that are in it. And I figured that it would be good to clamp these together because this is kind of spread out, kind of bent out from where it's supposed to go. So if I clamp that in there, then that should hold that in place while I weld across here. It's weld across here, and then I'll flip it over and do the bead around on top and bottom. Now, I'm hoping that some real welders, because I am not a welder, and guys, please don't send me a bunch of criticizing comments, because I admit I am not a welder. I've welded one thing and it fell apart. So I figured I would give it a shot. Maybe I've learned something. Maybe I will learn something, and especially you guys out there that will give me constructive criticism. Maybe you can help me do a better job next time I weld. I mean, as long as it holds, I don't care what it looks like, right? I mean, isn't that what I'm looking for? Is not what it looks like, but if it holds. I got a little bit more grinding I want to do. So I have done a lot of JB Weld, a lot of gluing and stuff, and the key thing to remember is keep a clean mating surface wherever you're going to weld or glue. It has to be clean of all paint and rust and everything. So we're going to first weld across here in order to strengthen up these cracked areas here. We got a crack here and a crack here, and right here along where this metal meets the flange, it's cracked along here. We'll go ahead and weld across here, and then we'll have to grind this down flat so it fits flush. Could you imagine getting a sunburn like face and go back to work and be like, whoa, did you go on vacation? No, I just welded. Now these, I believe, are self-darkening. I'm gonna have to test that theory. They're old. They were part of the garage stuff that I had. I don't know if these came from my father or from the old owners, but we're going to use them. Got to make sure that we got a good ground on here. Go ahead. There we go. That should work. And we got our beautiful. I tested my feeder to make sure my hose wasn't clamped, so I got to cut that off. I was melting right through this metal, guys. Woo-wee! That wasn't good. So I turned it down on medium. Didn't expect that at all, man. Holy crap. Alright guys, here's a close-up of my wonderful weld job. All goobery and crap, but You know, that right there, I burned a hole in it, so I had to fill it in, and it looks like it did quite decently. I mean, it seems pretty solid. I mean, it seems like it's holding on. I don't know. So yeah, real goobery. Alrighty, guys, what do you think? Do you think it's gonna hold? Do you think the weld will hold? Well, let's get it back onto the machine, and we'll see what it looks like on there. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I got my thingy welded here. I'm gonna spray this with some primer just to keep it from rusting up on me, but I'm gonna fire it up and see how she runs, see what we can see. Of course, my muffler, I wasn't able to weld it properly. I just welded it to where it's not rattling around, and it's going to be more like a flame arrestor rather than a muffler. It's not going to muffle at all. But yeah, let's get this thing fired up. I cleaned the spark plug up. It was pretty fouled out. So let's see how it runs. Alrighty, guys, well, that's going to wrap it up for this video of welding my chipper. I'm going to have to spray paint those welded areas to keep them from rusting up, but it looks like it's going to rock and roll at least for another 40 hours or so. So if we have any further problems, I will fire the camera back up and record another update video on my first weld job. So, all right, guys, I'm going to release you down to the comments. Tell me what I did wrong and what I could do better. This was my very first real welding job. All right, guys, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel. We do a lot of crazy things like this, and we have fun while we do it. Stay safe, stay free, and we'll catch you on the very next one.
Don't forget to wear your flip-flops.